In this video, I'm going to answer the question, should you employ a digital marketing agency in 2023 to grow your e-commerce business? Now, full disclosure, I do run a marketing agency. My name is Jack Newman. If you're interested in working with us and seeing how we can scale your business, there's a link in the description where you can book a call with me. However, in this video, I'm not here to sell you on doing that. Instead, I'm going to give you the honest truth and actually tell you, depending on where you are in business right now and what you're currently doing, if it's worth employing a company like us or any other digital marketing agency. So the first thing to look at is how big your company is right now, how much you're turning over per month. Sometimes I get on calls with people who are very eager to work with us, but their advertising budget and their revenue is extremely low. So let's say you're doing under £5,000 per month in revenue right now as a company. I would personally not recommend employing an agency like ourselves. Now, of course, there's loads of different companies. Some specialize in working with smaller brands. However, the majority of agencies that get extremely good results are going to be charging several thousands of pounds per month as their retainer. And then you're also going to have the cost of advertising spend on top of that. So if you're only turning over 5K and as a business owner, probably taking out quite a lot of that to support your lifestyle, to support being able to run the company, there's not going to be very much left at the end of the day by the time you've expensed on the cost of goods and services and other costs within the business to pay an agency. This would likely mean you've probably got anywhere from like £200 to £1,000 per month that you're willing to invest in advertising. And if that is the case, to be honest, at that point, I would not employ a digital marketing agency. So what should you do to grow if you're at that level? Well, there's many things you can do to grow more organically and to grow a little bit slower. But if you're already at 5K per month in revenue, what I would recommend is you continue investing in the things that got you there. So double down on the activities you took to actually get to 5K a month. Maybe you're running some campaigns by yourself, but you're not employing an agency. Maybe you're doing some influencer marketing. Maybe there's some organic marketing that's happening, partnerships, etc. Whatever it is that got you to that 5K, double down on it and focus on getting a higher revenue figure per month in your business before you look to employ an agency like ourselves or any other marketing company. So let's say your company's turning over a little bit more, maybe around the 10 to 20K mark. That is when I would start looking for an agency if you're experiencing constraints in terms of time. So if you're not able to scale the business because you can't do the marketing yourself, you don't have someone in-house that's got that skill set, this is where you can start looking for an agency who can take some of that workload away and help your business scale. Your ad budget is likely around 3 to 5K at that point, and that is typically enough to start working with an agency. Now, depending on the agency, their pricing models, whether they're a performance-based company, whether they charge a very high retainer, is going to dictate whether or not that relationship is going to be profitable. In my opinion, the relationship between how much you're spending on advertising versus how much you're paying an agency needs to be the right way around. And what I mean by that is if you're paying an agency 3K a month or 2K a month and your ad budget is like 500 or 1,000, there's not enough real leeway there for them to be able to create a profit with that small amount of ad spend as the lever to do that. And you then pay the agency and you pay for your cost of goods and services and you make a profit. It's just not going to happen. So when we're working with clients, we make sure that the amount they're spending on ads is typically higher, and in 99.9% of cases, it always is going to be significantly higher than what they're paying us. Now, there's a very few cases where that's not been initially where we started, but if we look at all of the most successful clients we've had, from very, very early on, they're immediately able to scale up. Even if in the first month we only spend £1,000 or £2,000 while we're testing, they're able to then scale up dramatically, reinvest that money, and ultimately be expensing a lot more on paid advertising than they ever are paying us as a company. And that means that they can have enough profit left at the end of the day to actually make payroll, to cover all of their costs, and to make the business viable. Now, if your business is turning over a lot more than that, maybe about 50K, 100K a month, again, I'd make sure you're working with an established agency that has a great track record. At this point, you can probably afford to spend a little bit more and maybe incentivize them more with a revenue share pay scale so that you can actually reward them for generating you significant revenue. But on the low end, if it doesn't happen the way that everyone wants it to, you're not losing out too much. So that's the honest answer I give a lot of the people we speak with. Many times someone will come to us and they'll say, look, we really want to work with you. And I'll say, okay, let's look at the budgets. We go through some of the numbers and it just doesn't work. Now, as an agency owner, I never try and sell those customers on anything and try and get them to work with us, because even if I said, look, I can promise you the world, when they actually go through and we start running the campaigns, it's going to have a negative impact on our business because they just would not generate results. And ultimately the whole kind of deal would fall apart. So if you're an agency owner and you're looking at this, I would highly recommend when you're pricing, you're selling to your clients, you follow some of the steps I sort of mentioned in this video and you make sure that you're being very upfront in terms of what you need, because the money that they have and the money that your brand has, if you're a brand owner, to expense on advertising is the fuel that a company like myself and what we do is the fuel that we use to actually generate results. And if we don't have enough of that, it simply doesn't work. Now, again, if you do have a decent budget, that's where you can really start leveraging these marketing agency relationships and partnerships to grow and scale your business. That's where we've seen the best success with our clients, and that is what we're always on the lookout for. So again, if you're interested in working with us, there's a link in the description. You can book a call with me. I hope you found this video useful. Don't rush into an agency relationship unless you're sure that the numbers stack up correctly. Drop any comments below and see you in the next one. Thanks very much.